Chapter 71. This time, it's a double blessing. Hug evolution begins. Calm will hatch soon. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I'm not sure, it looks like a dog, but also like a pig. Its tail is very powerful. Its eyes are very wise, and it feels like it has experienced many vicissitudes of life. Hey! Don't worry about what kind of pet it is, it's very powerful and outrageous. Li Pai was thinking about the battle with Yi Yinchuan just now, trying to prove that he didn't lose unfairly. Okay. It looks like a dog and a pig, and it has golden hair. You want to scold me again, right? Li Pai, don't I know your tricks? Li Xian covered his chin with his hand, looking like he couldn't help laughing. Don't try to trick you, Master Li. Li Xian, what are you laughing at? You really don't believe it, do you? I just remembered something happy. Yi Yinchuan sighed, has exited the simulation warehouse. Energy blocks and evolution materials will be delivered to the designated location within 1 day. Yi Yinchuan turned on his phone, clicked on Su Mu's chat box, sent the list of evolution materials needed, and Su Xiaoxiao's share together. This is the evolution material for Bao Bao and Little Grass Rabbit that Su Mu promised. It's just that Yi Yinchuan messed it up and mixed it together, 2 pets, 3 evolutionary branches of materials. I believe no one can reverse it. Su Mu is praising the endurance and majesty of Sanchi Deer. Since Yi Yinchuan told him last time, this has become a daily routine. Sanchi Deer is very happy, squinting his eyes, raising his chin, shaking his head and pacing back and forth. If this goes on, it will be ready for evolution soon. Su Mu's eyes are full of little stars. Because of his high appearance, passing dogs have to take a second look, and sometimes they will bump into the telephone poles. Beep, the phone vibrated and saw that it was a message from Yi Yinchuan. Su Mu hummed, it turned out to be my junior. Let me see, most likely he came to ask me for evolution materials. How much can the evolution materials of 2 new pets be worth? Let me see. 6. That when Su Mu saw the materials on the evolution list, Yi Yinchuan's friendly smile emerged in his mind. Great, you want to rip off the senior, right? Su Mu was angry and amused, but compared to solving the problem of Panax Noto Ginseng Deer, this amount of material is nothing. He looked at it carefully, replied. Junior, other materials are not a problem, I can probably get it done in 3 days. It's the scales of this silver-scaled fish. How many do you need? Yi Yinchuan replied, thank you, senior, just eat it as a meal. Su Mu. 6. But Su Mu also understood that this should be a method of evolution, eating a large amount of a certain material in a short period of time. Okay. My family has a farm, and there is a piece of silver-scaled fish breeding. You can go directly there and take as much as you want. Su Mu replied in a tycoon style. Good guy, it turns out that you are the son of the farmer. Old farmer, this wave, give birth to children. Fair and beautiful woman confirmed. The senior is straightforward enough, can be ripped off, no, can be treated. Yi Yinchuan knew that Su Mu was rich, but the list he wanted was not a small one. Not everyone would be willing to give it all at once, but Yi Yinchuan was not worried. First, he was not asking for too much. Solving Sankalu's psychological problems was worth more than just this list. Second, he was not afraid that Su Mu would not give it. Negotiation and bargaining actually have a skill, that is the anchoring effect. If you start with a high price, even if the other party is reluctant, if you lower it a little, the other party is likely to accept it, but if you start with a low price, the other party may not accept it, and if you want to increase it a little, it will be harder than climbing to the sky. In human terms, it's like you want to open a window, and others won't let you open it. Then you say you want to lift the roof at the beginning, then others will let you open the window, so don't be afraid, be thick-skinned. If you are submissive, you will suffer. In short, the situation is smoother than Yi Yinchuan expected. It's getting late. The students also walked out of the simulation warehouse one after another. Whether it is a person or a pet, they will get tired, even if it is just mental exhaustion. The teacher said that she will go to the gym to exercise first, and we will go home directly at the appointed time. Class monitor Chen Shuer saw that all the students had come out and said, "Oh yeah. By the way, the teacher will check the homework tomorrow. Oh no. Not long after returning home from school, the materials exchanged today were delivered. Now the level is not enough. When it is upgraded to gold, the pet ring will upgrade automatically and can serve as a storage space. After exchanging the materials, go directly to the school resource department to collect them and carry them with you. After getting the materials, Yi Yinchuan summoned Bao Bao. After an afternoon of simulated battle, Bao Bao's body was hollowed out, and he looked like a leopard. When Yi Yinchuan took out a bunch of energy blocks, Bao Bao, weak and thirsty, hungry goods. A meal of leopard food swept away hunger. Seeing Bao Bao wolfing down his food, Yi Yinchuan was really afraid that he would get so excited that he would eat him too. So many energy blocks, it was almost equal to the resources of the second generation. It gave Yi Yinchuan an inexplicable sense of satisfaction. Facts proved it. Although resources are precious, there are many ways to obtain them. As long as you have the strength, you can get a lot of resources, ahem. But this is also a side note, the gap between beastmasters can easily snowball and get bigger and bigger. After all, if you don't have resources, where will your strength come from? Regarding the fact that he is a cheater, Yi Yinchuan is still a bit stubborn. After eating, hugging will make your breath steady and full of energy. If the supply of energy blocks is sufficient, reaching Black Iron level 9 and evolving within 2 weeks is definitely not a dream. A week passed quickly. All the evolution materials promised by Sumu have been delivered, but what's funny is that Sumu actually came directly to the class to find him. It almost came out that he had a girlfriend who was a senior student. She's so beautiful that she's astonishingly beautiful, but after learning that Sumu's gender was male, there are also some people who look at themselves with more meaningful eyes. Get to know a man. Faced with such false claims, Yi Yinchuan could only bite him to death. Senior Sumu and I are close friends, and our relationship is very pure. At most, there is some trading involved. What surprised Yi Yinchuan was, it only took Hui a week to reach the 9th level of Black Iron. On the one hand, there is an adequate supply of energy blocks. On the other hand, Yi Yinchuan suspected that Hui's fat physique or the ancestral seal gene played a role. On the other hand, it may be that the daily high-intensity simulated battles stimulate growth very well. In short, the level just went up in a blink of an eye. Yi Yinchuan contacted Sumu around the 7th level of Black Iron. The scales of silver-scaled fish are now available. Every day after school, I would follow Sumu to his family's large farm to fish for silver-scaled fish, not killing them, just peeling off all the scales and taking them away. Silver-scaled fish can still survive without their scales. To them, the scales are like human fingernails, and it will grow back quickly, but it hurts. A silver-scale fish was thrown back by Yi Yinchuan, but it jumped out on its own. Silver-scale fish, just kill me. Yi Yinchuan, this is the first time I heard such a strange request. On a whim, I had a grilled fish meal on the spot. Thanks to Senior Sumu, Hua Bao can eat the freshest silver fish scales every day. To the back. Every time I come for a hug, I just chase the silver-scaled fish to eat it. This time, the Black Iron level evolutionary machine, 19,600 alliance coins, plus the number 1 discount, is cheaper than bronze level. Of course, it also requires 7,840 alliance coins, but Yi Yinchuan has income from royalties from growing tomatoes. Now he earns a few thousand a day, or 20,000 to 30,000 a week, excluding the food expenses for cuddling. Buying an evolution machine is not a big problem. When I have time, I will post another insignificant evolutionary method, picking up money from sacks. The other side, the temperature of Kong Kong, the little monkey's egg, is getting higher and higher, the heartbeat is getting faster and faster, and the breath is getting richer and richer. Follow the knowledge in the beast control class. This is about to hatch, as soon as tonight, at the latest within 3 days. On the other hand, the soft egg, the charmed seal egg, has not moved much yet. It seems that Kong Kong can't wait to be born. Yi Yinchuan looked happy. The first pet beast, Hug, is about to evolve. The second pet beast, Kong Kong, is about to hatch. This wave is a double happiness. Put the Hug into the evolution machine, and then throw the evolution materials into it, just waiting to evolve. There is output only when you are alive. The original plan is still going forward. First evolve the scale-tailed seal, and then evolve the waterblade seal. But, after evolving into a scale-tailed seal, how can we hide that hugging is already the second evolution? Yi Yinchuan shook his head and didn't think about it for now. you can't give up improving your strength just because you're afraid of this kind of problem, right? Finish these. Yi Yinchuan caressed the mysterious scales in his hand. Simulated cooling has ended, the next simulation can begin immediately. What will the simulation of the relic look like? Yi Yinchuan was very curious and looking forward to it, but let's wait a little longer and let's embrace evolution. Chapter 72 Contracted Pet. Little Monkey Kong Kong. No male mother. Is this second child serious? You are listening at novelfull.audio. It was late at night. On Yi Yinchuan's left was Bao Bao, a black iron evolution machine, on the right was Kong Kong, an incubator. Bao Bao slept peacefully. Kong Kong was just an egg, but he could feel its vitality and breath. Some people say, the process of waiting for happiness is also happiness. Yi Yinchuan felt it was right. This time, the black iron evolution machine was a little more advanced, and the materials and food could be put in one go. The beast master could sleep peacefully, however. Yi Yinchuan still set an alarm clock and got up every 2 hours to check on Bao Bao's condition. Although Bao Bao was tough, the old father was still worried. After all, there was news about the evolution machine malfunctioning and the pet suffocating to death in it. When Yi Yinchuan thought of the cute Bao Bao, who suddenly left him one day because of an accident, he felt a little empty in his heart and wanted to grab something. Bao Bao. He really is, I'm crying. However, Bao Bao's lifespan is now longer than the master's. Leopard, you are so nice that even if you are hit by a car, you can pat your butt and stand up, just like a leopard. It's not certain who will send whom away, so the master shouldn't say such things. Omega, factory, polite Yi Yinchuan, you? It was a peaceful night. At about 6 o'clock in the morning, Yi Yinchuan heard a click in a daze. He opened his eyes with difficulty and slightly raised his body to take a look. Huimin also did not sleep. Jpg. Yi Yinchuan saw a little monkey standing in front of him, looking at him with suspicion. GG. Kong Kong. Kong Kong widened his eyes in horror. From after breaking out of the shell, the first instinct of the pet is to let it find its mother, except for a thing that looks like a pig or a dog. The most likely person nearby is the one in front of him, especially when Yi Yinchuan called out Kong Kong, a name he had heard countless times in the eggshell. Kong Kong looked at Yi Yinchuan with a very complicated look. Indeed, there was a very kind and familiar breath on this person, which was felt when his consciousness was born. Kong Kong, angry, that I don't want a male mother. Looking back at the broken eggshell, Kong Kong grabbed it like chewing a biscuit. Crunchy. It turned out that he was born from an egg. At first I thought it was in the river. When Kong Kong handed a piece of eggshell fragment to him, the softness in Yi Yinchuan's heart was touched. The surprise of Kong Kong's birth began to get a little bit overwhelmed. Yi Yinchuan held Kong Kong in his arms and gently touched his head. Although it was just born, pets are different from people after all. There is no such phenomenon that they are born ugly or have not yet developed. Kong Kong is now furry, with a pair of big eyes that are very spiritual and human. Chi. Kong Kong handed the eggshell to Yi Yinchuan's mouth. Ahem. Eating the eggshell of a pet. It's a bit perverted, but Kong Kong couldn't refuse his kindness. Yi Yinchuan finally broke off a small piece of the eggshell and put it in his mouth. Under Kong Kong's gaze, he chewed and swallowed it. Kong Kong, pet eggs are very important nutrients. The owner has eaten them, you can eat the rest yourself. Yi Yinchuan spoke earnestly and took out an energy block from his arms. This was the gift he prepared for Kong Kong. It was almost turned over by a leopard and swallowed in one bite, but he still took it out of the fat mouth by himself, although it was stained with saliva. I have wiped it with my clothes. I believe Kong Kong, you won't mind too much. Chi. Kong Kong's eyes lit up when he saw the energy block. It didn't jump up and down like other monkeys, and it exuded a spirit all over its body. Of course, the indomitable spirit and vitality is a feature that must be mentioned. Kong Kong would not rush to grab it, but just expressed his expectation and joy. It was not until Yi Yinchuan handed the energy block to it that Kong Kong started to chew it. He did not forget to look up at Yi Yinchuan from time to time and made a sound of gratitude. Kong Kong, you have a really good personality. Yi Yinchuan heard that some monkey pets have very bad personalities and will snatch food from their owners, and will scratch them if they don't give it to them. Kong Kong does not have this problem. At this time, Yi Yinchuan was also observing Kong Kong carefully. His whole body is covered with golden hair, with a touch of jasper. His facial features, even among humans, are considered regular and very pleasing to the eye. His eyes are bright and his eating posture is also very smart. Let's look at Kong Kong's panel again. Little monkey diamond suit, level, bronze 6th level, attributes, normal, ground, psychic, personality, unyielding, qualifications, strength F, body F, speed F+, mind E-, endurance F+, talents, spirit mountain, increased resistance to special attacks such as spirit, psychic, and elemental attacks, improved training efficiency, improved perception, and improved combat intuition. Unyielding will, having a good fighting will, reducing the impact of injuries and setbacks on combat, and will have a last burst of light when receiving fatal damage, bursting out with stronger combat power. Skills, scratching and scratching, using claws to attack the enemy. Meditation, can quickly restore energy, and will be in the best state for a period of time. Evolutionary route, little monkey unknown. Looking at the empty panel, Yi Yinchuan was delighted. He had 2 skills and 2 talents at the beginning, and his overall qualifications were F+, and one of them even reached E level. This is simply the king among the initial pets, especially Ling Shan and Buku. These 2 talents are very powerful, and they can perform well in both the early and late stages. If this is cultivated, there will be a bright future. You should know that Bao Bao's panel at the beginning was pure little waste, and Kong Kong won at the starting line. It is worthy of being the family pet exclusive to the Great Ape family. Speaking of the Great Ape family, this family, which was extremely powerful in the early days of the new generation and even once dominated China, is declining. It is not an exaggeration to say that it is on the decline. On the one hand, the blood of the little spirit monkey is getting thinner and thinner, and is degenerating into the original little fire monkey. It is said that the little spirit monkeys used by the latest generation of the Great Ape family are mostly little fire monkeys. On the other hand, that it was the split between the Yuan family and the Sun family that caused the secret skills of the Great Yuan family to gradually become incomplete. There was even a possibility of them being lost. The Sun family had always been in China, but now, except for a few spokespersons who were active in the open, they had almost disappeared. After the Yuan family fell in Yuanxi, they moved overseas for development. Now one of their descendants is in Shuangdao, and they have developed a good force, so Yi Yinchuan is not too worried that his little monkey or the cloud-stepping heaven-flipping step will attract the attention of the Great Yuan family, or even make a move, because the Sun family in China now has no power to speak of. Even if they have contact with themselves, don't think that the family has any great privileges, can bully and suppress, or even blackmail. The official crackdown on gangs and evil in China is no joke. At the same time, the family also has the bearing of the family, and the probability of friendly contact with themselves may be even greater. As for the Yuan family in Shuangdao, they all went outside China to develop, and they dared to reach back. If you really dare to do that, Yi Yinchuan believes that the hands of the Yuan family will be chopped off. Huaxia official, it doesn't matter, I will do it. After confirming the empty panel, Yi Yinchuan began to contract. The process of contracting a pet is very simple. As long as you meet the conditions of the contract and keep repeating the idea of wanting to contract, the rules of this world will materialize the contract scroll. No need to drip blood or anything. If the pet does not resist, the contract will succeed. In addition, it is worth mentioning that if one party dies, the other party will be backlashed in the next period of time, and the contract will be automatically released in this process. It depends on the situation. On the one hand, it depends on the time of the contract and the depth of the soul bond between the 2 parties of the contract. On the other hand, it depends on whether the death is swift and whether the emotions of the souls of both parties are stable. For example, death in battle is different from natural birth, aging, illness and death. For example, Bao Bao and his predecessor. The predecessor should have died suddenly, died without pain, and the contract was not long, so Bao Bao did not suffer a severe backlash. In addition to Yi Yinchuan's time travel and soul fusion, in fact, the predecessor can be said to be not completely dead, but was replaced by Yi Yinchuan. Bao Bao will not be backlashed. The contract is completed. The soul contract in Yi Yinchuan's hand is slowly ignited and burned bit by bit. This process usually lasts 1 to 3 days. The soul contract will eventually melt itself into a pet ring. Although I knew it a long time ago, but experiencing this process in person, Yi Yinchuan still feels very wonderful. Kong Kong, you will be the second in the future. Yi Yinchuan sighed, I have added a general, although it still needs to be cultivated, Kong Kong, angry, is this second in the family you are talking about serious? Chapter 73, Do some ideological work for Kong Kong. Hug from Big Brother. The Legend of the Terrifyi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The second pet was successfully contracted. A week later, the pet battle royale will be more confident. Yi Yinchuan is eager to try the second evolution, with 2 forms of Bao Bao, plus the little monkey, to deal with a group of first-grade little Kalemi. Isn't it still a matter of killing them randomly? Bao Bao, I kill them randomly, Omega, Kong Kong, then I quack. Master, I can only chirp, how about you do it? Angry, ahem, no need to be modest, the goal is to be the first, Su Bai, male erection band. The only problem is how much strength those bastards can explore. According to Yi Yinchuan, during this period, not only Chen Shuer's ice crystal flower evolved into an ice crystal doll, Li Ziming's little steel dragon also evolved into a shock steel dragon, Zhao Huaizhen's red panda evolved into a giant panda, Su Mu's little white tiger evolved into a gust of wind white tiger. The 5 people who represented the class at the beginning all completed their first evolution within a few days. They secured their position in the first echelon. In addition, there are several people in the class who are following closely and are about to squeeze into the first echelon. For example, Su Bobo, her little bubble evolved into a bubble mouse. Another example is Hu Huanjing, his cobra evolved into a rattlesnake, which is more toxic and has the effect of disrupting the enemy. The reason why I got more information about Hu Huanjing, it's because Hu Huanjing, Chen Yejia, Zhao Minghuan, and the number 1 male fan have been fighting. Day by day, they have to involve him. Yi Yinchuan, it's impossible not to know the situation of these people, it's simply a strong man locking men. In short, Yi Yinchuan still has potential competitors, at least not completely crushed, especially Su Mu, his swift wind white tiger, combined with his SS-level talent Tiger War Dragon Roar. Don't say it, no one knows how strong he is. Because I haven't seen him make a move, and Chen Shuer and the others will soon prepare for the second pet, and maybe they will sign a contract before the battle royale. Of course, these are all based on Bao Bao's current strength, when he gets rid of Xiaohe Tai's identity and becomes a silver-level pet. Isn't it like a tiger among sheep, rampant in the leopard's way? It depends on whether these second-generation and chosen resources are spent quickly, or whether some cheater's simulation is improved quickly. At present, Mr. Yi is already far ahead, but don't take it lightly, the simulation has a cooldown, and the stronger the strength, the longer the cooldown. Every opportunity to become stronger should be seized. And, don't rely solely on simulation, as Yi Yinchuan has already implemented. Make money when you should make money, train when you should train, and cultivate when you should cultivate. Hey, that it's very comfortable and stable to catch both simulation and reality. Don't work too hard, just proceed step by step. Yi Yinchuan held Kong Kong and pointed at Bao Bao in the evolution chamber. See? This is my good son. He is fat and white, and he eats a lot. Bao Bao will be your big brother in the future. You should follow us and make a good living. First, set a small goal to become the Monkey King of number 3 middle school, and then the Monkey King of Dongyang City. Kong Kong, you have to become the Monkey King. Kong Kong, Angry, there are too many complaints, I don't know where to start, but Kong Kong nodded as if he understood. The thing in the evolution chamber, although it looks harmless and looks like it eats a lot, but the faint breath it exudes makes Kong Kong feel suppressed in the blood, and, just take a look at the tail covered with muscles of the dragon, you can understand the strength of the big brother Bao Bao. But Kong Kong clenched his fists. I secretly thought that the first pet of the Master Yin is so powerful, I should at least not be a drag. In terms of spirituality and IQ, Kong Kong is higher than Bao Bao. After all, the brain capacity is here. If Kong Kong is 6 walnuts, then Bao Bao may only have 1, and it is the kind that has been caught by the door. Ahem, this is the case without considering other factors. Simulated experience and continuous evolution will more or less enhance the wisdom in Bao Bao's eyes. Let's take a step back. Even if Bao Bao is stupid, eats a lot, and can poop, it does not affect that he is Yi Yinchuan's good son. Just when Yi Yinchuan's thoughts were scattered, Bao Bao, who was sleeping soundly, suddenly twitched, as if he was having a hungry dream. The reason why it is called a hungry dream is that this guy drooled all over the floor. The acceleration of the black iron evolution machine is more efficient. It has only been a few hours, and Bao Bao has already vaguely grown scales on his body, and they are getting denser and denser towards the tail. It seems that the evolution is going well. What Yi Yinchuan just said to Kong Kong was not just idle talk. You know, even if you have two cats, they may fight with each other. The same is true for pets. The first pet and the second pet need a process of getting familiar with each other and adapting to each other. Moreover, they should also clearly define their status so that they can live in harmony. Hug. Old father to little brother Kong Kong, do some ideological work first. You can fight for your courage when the time comes, and hold on. Whether you will be the emperor or the younger brother in the future, it depends on you. Speaking of which, it is often seen that the second pet beast contracted turns out to be incompatible with the first pet beast. What's more, the status of pet beasts and beast masters is unclear. The status of the pet beast mentioned earlier must be clearly defined. The same goes for beast masters and pet beasts. The beast master must be the dominant one, followed by the pet beast, otherwise, it will all be a mess. Giving your pet as a master and treating yourself as a slave is just out of your mind. Pampering and licking are two different things. Speaking of which, Yi Yinchuan had to think of an incident that had happened. There was a beast master who contracted a terrifying pet beast. As a result, he was mentally controlled by his pet beast and became less human and less ghostly. By the time he was discovered, it was already too late. The terrifying pet beast drained its owner and hid in the city. This can be regarded as a classic ghost story circulated in the animal control world, and it exists like an urban legend. It also reflects the danger of the terrifying pet beast. Horrible pet beasts, also called strange pet beasts, are extremely special, powerful and extremely dangerous. That is not something ordinary summoners can control, and the probability of being counterattacked is sky high. There is even an alias for the beast master who specializes in controlling terrifying beasts, called the Trickster. The most powerful magic controller currently recognized is called Yang Jian. It's late at night, what are you thinking about? Yi Yinchuan suddenly felt a little hairy. That thing is horrible. Fortunately, I have time and hugs to accompany me. The quilt enchantment technique, expand. I heard that terrifying pet beasts will never attack people hiding under the quilt. This is an iron rule in the pet world. As for the principle, it is still unknown. By the next morning, hugging is at a critical stage of evolution. Yi Yinchuan thought twice and decided to take a leave of absence from school to focus on the evolution of Hug, and take advantage of this time. Yi Yinchuan sent the evolution plan of Little Chow Rabbit to Su Xiaoxiao. My breeder friend, I'm about to arrive at the evolution method. You must not let it out. Senior Su Mu has sponsored the supporting evolution materials, and I will put them in your room. Finished explaining, Yi Yinchuan didn't care. The evolution plan given to Su Xiaoxiao is the hidden evolutionary branch of the little grass rabbit, the little seed rabbit. Although they are not biological brothers and sisters, and have no blood relationship at all, they have grown up together, so they have a tacit understanding. Su Xiaoxiao made the same choice as Yi Yinchuan. During this time, Yi Yinchuan made up a friend who was a breeder whom he met on the tomato planting network. Because of the article he posted, we started chatting and became friends. In Yi Yinchuan's arrangement, this netizen who is a breeder has several evolution plans for little grass rabbits, including some hidden ones. After determining the direction Su Xiaoxiao wanted to evolve, Yi Yinchuan said he would try to get it. Then, Yi Yinchuan persisted and finally got the little seed rabbit's evolution plan. I saw my sister sending me emojis of excitement and gratitude. Yi Yinchuan raised the corner of his mouth, hiding his merit and fame. Is that friend you're talking about yourself? JPG that if Su Xiaoxiao is a little grass rabbit, he can successfully evolve into a little seed rabbit, then it's time for the battle royale at the end of the month. I will have one more capable assistant. Hug as a C position is very strong, but if there is a little Zitu to assist, it will definitely be even more powerful. In addition, Su Xiaoxiao's pet beast talent, Light Blessing, can still be used by others. If you think about this talent differently, now that I think about it, I was born to be an auxiliary summoner. Yi Yinchuan touched the monkey's head and gradually showed a happy and satisfied smile. After all, you sleep and wake up at night. He hugged her for a while, and when there was no big movement, he took another nap. But Yi Yinchuan didn't expect it. This wakes up, although hugging has evolved successfully, but it happened, a big speechless event. The kind that makes one person and two pets speechless. Chapter 74. A Hug with Curses. This pure love warrior is not worthy of being won. The senior has no M. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Yi Yinchuan woke up in a daze, he found that Bao Bao stood up on 2 feet like a cat, put his hands on Kong Kong's head, and his tail full of dragon scales was slapping on the floor, and he kept cursing. Bao Bao, Bao Bao, Bao Bao, what's going on? Why is he cursing so bad? Yi Yinchuan heard the general content, meaning, what's wrong with you, little brother? It's hard for us to end this situation now. If this gets out, how can we survive in the pet world in the future? Bao Bao, what's going on? Why are you bullying Kong Kong? Yi Yinchuan sat up from the bed. It seems that Bao Bao's position as big brother is as stable as an old dog, even Kong Kong is too pitiful, seeing it being pressed on the head by Bao Bao, weak and pitiful, but not afraid, it makes people feel distressed. Yi Yinchuan knows Bao Bao's character, although he is a bit mean, he is generally harmless to people and animals. Why would he suddenly bully Kong Kong? You know, Kong Kong is also very well behaved, and he won't make trouble for no reason. What happened? Bao Bao. Seeing Yi Yinchuan wake up, Bao Bao instantly put away his arrogant face, and was actually very aggrieved, with tears in his eyes. Little thing, you still have 2 faces. Yi Yinchuan was angry and amused. Bao Bao opened his belly and pointed at the heart pattern. Bao Bao. Master, look at this thing, it's really a leopard face. Yi Yinchuan touched his chin. Hasn't this thing been around for a long time? Bao Bao pulled Yi Yinchuan's clothes again and pointed at the eggs of the charm seal. Bao Bao, Bao Bao. The general meaning is that Bao Bao wants to have a love connection with Wan and become a pure love warrior. Hee, no problem, I can totally understand. Yi Yinchuan twisted his eyebrows, still not understanding what happened to Bao Bao. Is it wrong for 2 seals to be together? The original effect of the crystal stone of love came from the love between Bao Bao and Wan in the simulation. This is love. I strongly support it as a father. So, why do you want to bully Kong Kong? When Bao Bao pulled Kong Kong in front of Yi Yinchuan and grabbed Kong Kong's tail to show Yi Yinchuan was stunned. A huge amount of information hit Yi Yinchuan's brain. Look at the shallow heart at the end of Kong Kong's tail, look at the heart on Bao Bao's lower abdomen. Ah, this is exactly the same. Damn. You 2 beasts. What did you do while I was asleep? You are different species, and you are both male. What's going on? Yi Yinchuan didn't understand, but was greatly shocked. However, with Bao Bao's constant nagging, Yi Yinchuan understood everything. Do you remember the simulation of the first evolution of the scaly-tailed seal? At that time, Bao Bao and Wan held hands successfully, and they were very sweet and loving, so much so that when Bao Bao was evolving into a scaly-tailed seal and sleeping soundly, he regained the feeling he had at the beginning. He had a small, sweet dream. Then Kong Kong, seeing Bao Bao groaning and making a very painful sound, he opened the evolution chamber out of kindness. Once it was opened, he was directly pulled in by Bao Bao in his sleep. When Bao Bao felt something was wrong, the effect of the crystal stone of love was almost activated, that is the dedication talent of love. Well, he almost bound to Kong Kong, and in fact, he was already halfway bound, but Bao Bao discovered it in time and forcibly stopped it. Yi Yinchuan was silent and didn't want to talk anymore. Silence is Cambridge tonight. So, that's it. Looking at Bao Bao and Kong Kong's embarrassed faces, Yi Yinchuan thought of the leopard movie he watched in the simulation, and Yi Yinchuan couldn't help but feel embarrassed. This is a bit messy. Of course, nothing substantial happened between Bao Bao and Kong Kong, otherwise it would be too weird. It's just, Bao Bao mistook Kong Kong for Wan, and almost bound the dedication of love. Fortunately, at the last step, he stopped at the brink. Otherwise, barbecue. The dedication of love will become the dedication of love. It's okay, it's not completely bound yet, maybe it can be withdrawn. Yi Yinchuan pressed the leopard's head with one hand and the monkey's head with the other hand to comfort the 2 pets. Okay, let's just treat what happened today as nothing happened. It's so cute to have a little heart on your body. And the one on Kong Kong is so light, maybe it will be gone in 2 days. From now on, Pigeons, you have to love each other. Did you hear me, Bao Bao? If you bully Kong Kong again, I will send you to be sterilized. When the time comes, the monkey will have roots, and the leopard will have no kuan. Hearing the word sterilization, Bao Bao's scales stood up. The leopard wants it, the leopard wants to be sterilized. What, you suddenly want to be sterilized? Yi Yinchuan smirked and deliberately twisted the meaning of Bao Bao. The latter was so scared that he trembled. He immediately swore that he would never dare to bully Kong Kong again. This pure love warrior, it doesn't matter if he is not a warrior. Yi Yinchuan checked the panel of Bao Bao after evolving into a scale-tailed seal diamond suit, level, silver second level, attributes, scaled beast / ground / water / ancient, personality, lazy and steady, qualifications, strength C+, body C+, speed C, mind D, endurance C+, talent, fat physique, upgraded from fat physique, with higher muscle content, more endurance, and greater strength, Rui tail. Water affinity. Tail of dragon's fury. The power of the bear. The power of frost. Earth harmony. Ancient creatures. Ancestral seal. Primary shock. Devotion of love, activated, but the binding is interrupted, has a temporary effect, may expire at any time, and needs to be rebound. Skill. Steel hardening, familiar, upgraded from steel tail, can harden any part of the body. Whip, familiar. 10 slaps in a row, familiar. Sweeping collision, familiar. Water storage, familiar. Activate scales. For starters, you can make the scales all over your body come alive and concentrate on defense or attack. Frost breath. Escape. Tail dance. The afterimage of the tail. Evolution route, baby seal, tail seal, scale-tail seal. Regardless of the skills obtained by the scale-tailed seal, they are not as cool as the waterblade seal. In general, it means that the qualifications and physique have been strengthened, and a body of scales has been obtained. Both skills are defensive, and it is highly compatible with other skills and can be easily paired with powerful combos. Steel hardening plus scale activation. It's really ridiculously hard to open the door for the fuck, it's so ridiculous. Hug finally evolves the scale-tailed seal, but this scaly, arrogant appearance really can no longer keep a low profile. But now, the Hug has more of the temperament of an ancient evil beast. Yi Yinchuan caught Hu's beard. The scales of a scaly-tailed seal become denser toward the tail. In fact, there won't be much change until the head is hugged. Wise little eyes are always wise, a good father is always a good father. Next, Yi Yinchuan is not in a hurry to evolve into the second form immediately. Just after evolution, the energy is depleted, and the new body is full of vitality and needs to be replenished immediately. Give Cuddles a day off, go to school first. The past few days have been simulated battle classes, which are basically very free. This also gave Yi Yinchuan the confidence to ask for leave, so he didn't have to worry about missing too much. Come to school. Yi Yinchuan heard a piece of news about himself from Hu Huanjing. I heard that a second-year senior was looking for a pet beast on the school forum. Although he described it like a pig and a dog, Hu Huanjing immediately thought of a Hug. Can't hide it so soon. Yi Yinchuan fell into deep thought. I saw that the senior's ID was Nicholas Pitt. Yi Yinchuan instantly understood what was going on. This senior doesn't talk about martial ethics. If you lose, and you still engage in human flesh. At the same time, Yi Yinchuan also discovered a blind spot. The characteristics of a Hug are too obvious. In a simulated battle, it cannot be covered up by a gangster's hood, too easy to spot. Fortunately, the senior was a bit stupid and didn't seem to know seal. Soon, Yi Yinchuan thought of a way, modified in 5.27, based on reader feedback. The binding of Hugs and empty love dedications has been cancelled. The subsequent bindings will be to 1-1 as previously foreshadowed. There is a heart on Kong Kong's tail now, but it will slowly fade away. Modifications require adjustments before and after, so if there are any inaccuracies, you are welcome to point them out and I will slowly adjust them. 5.28 adds a patch. Hugs and empty devotions of love have become temporary bonds. They will disappear now, but they can also work temporarily. Otherwise, the text cannot be changed, and it will be forcibly bound to 1-1. In the future, Hua Hua and Kong Kong will be upgraded to a special brotherhood bond, and Hua Hua and Wan Ruan's love bond will be upgraded. Chapter 75, Hug's Second Evolution. Fusion of Physique. What does it mean to be truly invulnera? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Well, this should be fine. Looking at Bao Bao in front of him wearing a blue inferior suit, Yi Yinchuan felt at ease. This blue enchantress worth 600 points, with a bandit headgear, plus a body of scales, this wave, it's a suit leopard disciple. Who can still recognize my Bao Bao? Impossible, absolutely impossible. Just to quickly brush these 600 points, another group of Xiaohe, iron suffered. Yi Yinchuan's rank is also vaguely close to silver, all single-person single-pet battles. As for why I don't play multiplayer battles, it's because the rhythm of multiplayer battles is too slow. Winning a game does get 10 points. If VP adds 5 points, one game can be worth 3 games, but it's still too slow. Afternoon, Yi Yinchuan also let Kong Kong play a few games. In the single-pet mode, the rank of each pet is calculated independently, but the rank of the Beastmaster is only the highest. Translate, even if Kong Kong is bronze, he will basically be matched with bronze, but Bao Bao is at the iron rank. So Yi Yinchuan is also at the iron rank, then the opponent is probably about the same as Yi Yinchuan. He already has a main battle pet, but he wants to let the new pet fight and train. Although Kong Kong has just been born, his dual talents and dual skills are enough to walk sideways at the bronze level, so the overall fight went smoothly. After the fight, Bao Bao would pat Kong Kong's shoulder arrogantly, as if to express his affirmation and encouragement to the younger generation. Damn, why does Bao Bao feel more cheap after Kong Kong comes out? What's the matter with this sense of déjà vu of a greasy uncle in the workplace? That at night, back home, Su Xiaoxiao has already bought the evolution machine and started to work on the evolution. The money earned from completing the task last time has not been used up, and she also bought the evolution machine independently. Drink, you've grown up. Yi Yinchuan looked at Su Xiaoxiao holding the evolution machine and walked into the room, and couldn't help saying, drink, it's a must. Su Xiaoxiao smiled, you can't trouble me for everything, right? The two returned to their rooms, start evolving. Yesterday, after the evolution of Hug was completed, Yi Yinchuan wanted to use the mysterious scales to simulate, but after thinking about it, he decided to wait a little longer. Evolving the second form of the water blade seal will also make the evolution more confident. Anyway, it won't be a day or two. Still the same, once the evolution machine is turned on, the materials are thrown away. But this time Yi Yinchuan directly used the silver-level evolution machine. The price is nearly half higher than the black iron level, but it looks much more advanced, evolving twice at the same level, just in different forms. This situation is quite special. Yi Yinchuan also experienced it for the first time, and he was willing to use something good for his eldest son. Only Yi Yinchuan had a perfect evolution method and dared to use the evolution machine in this way. As for Su Xiaoxiao, she also knew that the evolution machine had risks, but Yi Yinchuan fooled her and told her that this was the latest and best evolution method, and she could just use the evolution machine directly. In fact, it was not outrageous. Otherwise, how do you think Chen Shuer and the others evolved so quickly? Even if they didn't use the evolution machine, there would be other ways to accelerate. Moreover, they will also have means to avoid or minimize risks. I don't know if it is because the evolution into a scale-tail seal has completed a leap in the level of life. The speed of evolving into a water blade seal is extremely fast and swift. I thought it would be another sleepless night. The result. Before Yi Yinchuan washed up and prepared to go to bed, Bao Bao had already evolved. As soon as he stepped out of the evolution cabin, elemental water flow lingered on Bao Bao's body, and the fin blades on his body shone with a cold edge. Water blade seal, evolved successfully. Originally, Yi Yinchuan was still thinking about how the evolutionary forms of two different branches would be manifested, but now it seems that the two are perfectly integrated in Bao Bao. Now Bao Bao can be said to be invulnerable to swords and guns, with scales all over his body, tail, limbs, back, and sharp fin blades. No matter where the enemy attacks, he will feel very powerless. Not only invulnerable to swords and guns, but also adaptable to water and soil. Don't you think it's infuriating? Affinity with flowing water, affinity with the earth, and power of frost, plus the characteristics of ancient creatures, water attribute, ice attribute, earth attribute, and various special attacks such as superpowers and spirits are difficult to work on Bao Bao. Bao Bao perfectly interprets what it means to be thick-skinned and shameless. Watching Bao Bao evolve into this, Kong Kong's eyes showed yearning. Big brother is big brother, this strength is strong enough. Please take me with you. Yi Yinchuan checked Bao Bao's panel again, scale tail seal, water blade fusion, diamond suit, level, silver 4th level, attributes, scaled beast / ground / water / ancient, personality, lazy and gluttonous, steady, qualifications, strength C+, body C+, speed C+, mind C, endurance C+, talents, fusion physique, advanced from fat physique to lean physique, can be fat or thin, fat or strong, and can even change some body features. Rui tail. Flowing water affinity. Dragon's wrath tail. Bear's power. Frost power. Earth affinity. Ancient creatures. Ancestral seal. Primary shock. Devotion of love. Skills. Steel hardening, familiar. Flowing water whip blade, entry. Continuous 10 slaps, familiar. Tail sweep collision, familiar. Water storage, familiar. Activate scales, beginner. Water slash, beginner. Frost breath, beginner. Underground escape, beginner. Tail dance, familiar. Tail afterimage, familiar. Evolution route, baby seal tail seal scale tail seal, water blade fusion, good guy. The qualifications have been improved, almost all C+, except for telekinesis. What kind of hexagonal warrior is this? The level has also risen by 2 levels. After all, it is an evolution. It is worth mentioning that after the scale tail seal merged with the water blade seal, it was neither a fat physique nor a lean physique, but advanced to a fusion physique. Looking at the description on the panel, it has a bit of the flavor of Ditto. Very good, very powerful. Come and show it. Yi Yinchuan used seal language to let Bao Bao show the effect of the fusion physique. Bao Bao's cheeks were slightly raised and his beard trembled. Its body shape began to change rapidly. It became smaller and cuter, and turned into the initial appearance of a baby seal, which was the simplest and cutest. It became lean and slender, and the scales on its body disappeared. Turning into the purest form of a water blade seal, it became strong and agile, and the scales on its body were completely revealed, but the fin blades were hidden, turning into the purest form of a scale-tail seal. Is this the fusion physique? Yi Yinchuan was shocked. Such an ability is simply too suitable for disguise. Bastard! Give me back 600 points. Yi Yinchuan suddenly felt that the blue suit was bought in vain. It didn't look good in the first place, it was just for a vest, and then to kill and set fire. No, it's convenient to do things. Bao Bao, master, Bao Bao doesn't need it, you can wear it yourself. Omega, factory. After confirming the panel after Bao Bao's evolution, Yi Yinchuan took out the relic, the mysterious scale. Looking at the mysterious scale like a mummy fossil, Yi Yinchuan was slightly excited. Now, I hold hope in my hands. Chapter 76 Simulation. Dragon Age. The age of dragon beasts after the death of giant insects. Shatte. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Current simulation medium, mysterious scales, number of remaining simulations, 1, simulated era, age of dragons, start simulation. Look at the words floating on the panel. Yi Yinchuan was slightly nervous and excited. This scale actually comes from the age of dragons. That was an era dominated by the dragon clan. Even if you take one of them, it will still be extremely powerful. The powerful existence among them is even called a mythical beast. It's a pity that dragons are rare, and the ones left behind are just relics and fossils. Yi Yinchuan took a deep breath. Although the number of simulations is only once, this should be exclusive to this relic. In the future, when you become a gold or even higher level beast master, you can explore the relics and find the relics at your fingertips. So, although it feels extremely dangerous, it is worth simulating once. Even if you die quickly, please choose to bring a pet. Current options available. 1. Scale-tailed seal, water blade fusion. 2. Little monkey. Seeing this prompt, Yi Yinchuan was stunned for a second. Relic simulation is not locked to pet beasts, so you need to choose yourself. Yi Yinchuan was used to hugs before, so he didn't react at all. Yi Yinchuan gave it a try. That I found that I can actually bring 2 pet beasts with me. Good guy. I'm just good guy. Hug Kong Kong. Old father will lead you to bravely enter the dragon age. Simulation begins. The Age of Dragons is automatically locked to the Age of Dragons and Beasts with the lowest difficulty. The Age of Giant Insects has just experienced a mass extinction of organisms. Continents collide, volcanoes erupt, thousand-year droughts, earthquakes and tsunamis. The giant insects died in the disaster, and two races are rising, namely the dragon race and the orc race. This era is called the Age of Dragon Beasts. It is also the beginning of the Age of Dragons. In simulation perspective, Yi Yinchuan once again witnessed historical changes. Giant insects are rampant, and every single one of these huge prehistoric insects is like a natural disaster in today's human society, but in the face of natural disasters, there is no resistance at all, even if you can survive the earthquake, tsunami, and magma. Changes in temperature and oxygen concentration are the straw that breaks the camel's back. Humanity has only a few million years of history. Every era has its overlords, but they cannot prosper forever. It would be a bit arrogant to think that humans can always dominate. But if humans want to feel small and inferior because of this, then it would be a bit inferior and stupid. Witnessing the changes of the times in simulations many times, Yi Yinchuan couldn't help but trigger some philosophical thinking, but no matter what a privilege it is to be born as a human being. Well, this time I am in the simulation, I am afraid I will be a leopard or a monkey again. Chuan, I am no longer a human being. But trying to walk the leopard path in this group of dragon-era monkeys is probably too much. Be prepared to be beaten. As a scale-tailed seal, water blade fusion, you were born in an inland lake. There was also a little monkey born with you. You were helpless. When you looked at each other, you seemed to have an inexplicable bond. You find that there is a heart on your belly, and there is a heart on the tail of the little monkey. Could it be that you are long-lost brothers with half-fathers and different mothers? Wow, don't mess with my mentality. Looking at the description displayed on the beast control scroll, Yi Yinchuan felt that it was not serious. That's outrageous. You decide, traveling together, monkeys and leopards will not only be born in the same year, the same month and the same day, but also die in the same year, the same month and the same day. Parting ways, monkeys and seals can't even fight together. Yi Yinchuan. When will the animal taming scrolls tell jokes again? Do you think it's funny? It's not a sheepskin scroll, why is it so skinny? Choose one and go together. You, a leopard and a monkey, travel together, planning to carve out a world in this era of dragon beasts. Your cooperation is very wise. If you are good at swimming, you can get aquatic plants and fish. Little monkeys who are good at climbing trees can climb trees to pick leaves and fruits. Your food is rich in variety and quantity, allowing you to survive well. In the process of cooperation, you each have a name. You call me Hug, and the little monkey calls me Kong Kong. Your strength has improved. Hug the 5th level of silver, and the 6th level of empty bronze. It seems that the strength of Hugong is much stronger than that of Kong Kong, but it also means that Kong Kong still has unlimited potential. You decide, help Kong Kong evolve first. Find the evolutionary method of hugging first. See 2 options. Yi Yinchuan hesitated. Option 1 is to help Kong Kong evolve, which will definitely improve the overall strength of the monkey-leopard combination. Option 2, find ways to evolve hugs. Does it mean that there is a chance to get the follow-up evolutionary method of hug? You must know that although Yi Yinchuan has in his hands, he has an evolutionary plan like an evolutionary tree, but it only reaches the level of scale-tailed seals and water-blade seals. What follows is still blank. Yi Yinchuan took a deep breath, still reluctantly gave up option 2. There are not many relics on hand now, only the mysterious scale. The number of simulations is still precious, so it is better to be cautious. The last time, Yi Yinchuan used the word go well, and he has tasted the sweetness. Only when you are alive, there are infinite possibilities. Unless, there are really visible benefits, and the number of simulations is enough to make you die. What's more, the simulation has a cooling time limit, so you can't mess around. In a nutshell, if you want me, Yi Yinchuan, to take risks, you have to pay more. You decided to help Kong Kong evolve first. As a gifted little seal, you have a vague idea of the evolution method of the little spirit monkey in your mind, and it is very complete and powerful. What Kong Kong wants to evolve is, Lingshan monkey, Linglu monkey, Lingming monkey, Lingnu monkey, Linglei monkey, Yi Yinchuan looked at the options and took a breath. What was coming finally came. This is going to drive people with choice difficulties to death. First, pass Lingshan monkey and Linglu monkey, although it is also a secret pet of the great ape family, but it is not a hidden route after all. Compared with other routes, it is a bit of a scumbag, not taking the hidden route when there is a golden finger, not choosing the hidden route. How can it not be Yi Yinchuan style, reliving a new life, not taking the ordinary path? The remaining ones need to be entangled. It is the Lingming monkey, the Lingnu monkey, and the Leiling monkey. One is pure superpower, one is a berserker, another one shatters the darkness with thunder. Yi Yinchuan's CPU is almost burned out, and he doesn't know which one to evolve first, alas. Too many hidden evolution routes are also a kind of trouble. If the world knew that Yi Yinchuan was worried about this, they would definitely scold him for being Versailles. Throwing out any hidden evolution method casually is enough to make a sensation in the beast control world. Suddenly, Yi Yinchuan had an idea. It's like Watson found a blind spot. If you just think about what to evolve, you won't be able to make a decision. But if you get your mind out of Kong Kong, then your thoughts will become clearer. Don't forget Bao Bao. They can fight side by side. The innate skills of a pet can be combined into a system to achieve the effect of 1 + 1 + 2. Then a system can also be formed between two pets. Bao Bao is water, if Kong Kong is thunder. Then water can conduct electricity. Damn it! It's on fire. Yi Yinchuan was ecstatic. I seem to have touched that point, about the bond and balance between the first pet and the second pet. The system of a single pet is still small. When two or even more pets form a system, they are truly powerful beastmasters. Yi Yinchuan felt like a ray of lightning that split the fog in his mind and illuminated his thoughts. He breathed heavily and was excited about his idea. There is only one answer, that is the thunder monkey. While he finally stopped thinking, Yi Yinchuan made a decision quickly. No way, Lingming monkey and Lingnu monkey are also very good. We can only see if there is a way to evolve additionally like Bao Bao, or get related abilities. Of course, this is just a choice in a simulation. In reality, as long as you haven't evolved yet, there is still room for regret. It's just right. You can also see how Kong Kong performs in the simulation after evolving into Linglei monkey. Chapter 77 Simulation. We are the first to come, so it belongs to us. What? You came first? Then fuck. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Kong Kong wants to evolve a thunder monkey. To evolve a thunder monkey, you need a black iron grade or higher quality, a thunder attribute crystal or a thunder beast crystal core. At the same time, you need to withstand 999 lightning strikes of sufficient intensity to adapt to and absorb the lightning element. What are you going to do? Collect crystal cores first. I'm addicted to lightning, so I'll get struck by lightning first. Yi Yinchuan touched his chin. Choose one. I always feel that I'll be struck by lightning a few times during the process of collecting crystals or cores, and why does this option 2 feel wrong? You plan to collect thunder crystals or thunder beast crystal cores first, so what are the following ways you choose? Hunting thunder attribute pets. Isolated mountains. Go around nearby. Yi Yinchuan narrowed his eyes. The first two undoubtedly have the opportunity to obtain evolution materials. Option 1, Thunder Beast Crystal Core. Option 2 is easy to be struck by lightning. So the thunder element is dense and it is easier to produce thunder crystals, the only one that seems okay. That's option 3, it seems risk-free, so Yi Yinchuan decided to give it a try. You decided to look around nearby, but didn't find any thunder crystals or crystal cores. Is it a useless option? That just as Yi Yinchuan sighed slightly, in the simulated perspective, Kong Kong seemed to have found something and shouted excitedly. Looking closely, it was a scale, but in the process of exploring, you found a mysterious scale, which still had the power of a pet. Bao Bao carried the scale on his body, his defense increased, and he could activate the defense special effects of the scale clothes. This is a pet relic. Yi Yinchuan also fell into thought. Generally speaking, relics are the combination of the remaining power of pets and the great power of historical time after a long period of time, but if the remaining power is strong enough, it can be called a relic even without the great power of historical time. For example, in reality, some people get a feather of a mythical beast, and the power left on it is very strong, which can be directly carried and used by pets. In the simulation perspective, this one is also, but it is a bit complicated to say, because this thing is exactly the mysterious scale in his hand, and the effect is the same. It is just that one is fresh and the other has gone through a long time. It is worth mentioning, the power contained in the relic is very metaphysical. It is not necessarily the fresher or older the better. Too fresh, without the influence of history and the power of time, the power may be insufficient. Too old, the power left by itself may dissipate over time, and the history and the power of time may not necessarily bring precipitation, but may also be corrosion. At present, it seems, the effect of this piece in the simulation is equal to that of the piece in his hand. In short, Yi Yinchuan did not hesitate too much, he just realized it. The medium of this simulation is the mysterious scale, so it should be more or less related to the mysterious scale. After you get the mysterious scale, you plan to go to a nearby isolated mountain to try your luck. When you came to the top of the mountain, you found that there were traces of lightning strikes all year round. You found a thunder crystal stone that was being nurtured in a lightning-struck area. Although it was only bronze level, it was still in the nurturing stage and had the opportunity to advance to black iron in the near future. You decided, wait here, go somewhere else, in the simulated perspective. Yi Yinchuan saw the thunder crystal stone. It was shining in the scorched earth, surrounded by lightning, crystal clear, and the energy was in a state of continuous absorption. The shape was not fixed yet, which was a manifestation of being nurtured. Anyway, only one was needed to evolve the spirit thunder monkey, as long as the quality was good enough. Speaking of which, Yi Yinchuan observed the current situation of the dragon beast era in the simulated perspective. The traces left by volcanic eruptions, earthquakes and tsunamis, and great disasters and mass extinctions were still shocking. Occasionally, the remains of one or two giant insects could be seen, as well as some larvae that survived from the giant insect era. Because they were still small in size, they could adapt to the changes in oxygen. The insect race also began to gradually become smaller at this stage. Those that were too large were basically eliminated. The beast race and the dragon race are rapidly appearing and multiplying. Basically, these two races are reptiles, that is, the kind that walk on all fours. There is a big difference in appearance from the creatures of the new generation. But some shadows can be vaguely seen. The beast race can see sharp-toothed beasts, crowned crocodiles, heterodontosaurus, lizard dragon beasts, etc. Although some beast races have the word dragon in their names, they are regarded as beast races in the classification of the new generation. The dragon race can see Silong, Linleosaurus, Shifanglong, etc. These are just the existences that Yi Yinchuan can call out by name. There are more dragon races that cannot even be called out by name, have become extinct, and even have no fossils left. It is difficult to describe the shock in words alone. No matter where you are, you can see dragons or beasts, and there are always varieties that are beyond your expectations. For example, Yi Yinchuan saw one and thought it was a mountain, but it suddenly moved and turned out to be a huge dragon. Mountains don't move dragons. The strength of the platinum level is not something that Bao Bao and Kong Kong can reach now. What needs to be explained here is also something that Yi Yinchuan has only recently understood, that is, the strength of those creatures in the simulation is not equivalent to the strength of those creatures in real history. It should be that the beast control scroll will be adjusted based on Yi Yinchuan's current strength. For example, this mountain immovable dragon, as a powerful dragon in the dragon beast era, will only be stronger in reality. Of course, there is another point, that is, the overall strength of each era is not the older the stronger, or the closer to the new generation the stronger. There are fluctuations. As for the reason, it involves those mass extinctions and catastrophes, and also involves evolutionary degeneration. First, mass extinctions and catastrophes are bound to cause devastating blows. Those powerful creatures will either become extinct, or sleep, or even choose to degenerate. The overall strength will inevitably be weakened in a fault-like manner. Secondly, evolution and degeneration. In order to survive and adapt to the environment, some creatures will degenerate and their strength will inevitably decline, and some creatures will evolve and their strength will inevitably break through. In short, the combat power of each era, whether it is overall or top, will definitely fluctuate, and even a cliff-like situation will occur. Take the Dragon era for example, the Dragon Beast era that is being simulated now, and the Cretaceous and Jurassic eras when the dragon race was the strongest, are both dragon races, but their overall strength is incomparable. As for the top combat power you mentioned, no one knows. At least Yi Yinchuan doesn't know now. After all, who knows if there is an ancient and powerful dragon hidden in the Dragon Beast era that can be strong until the Cretaceous and Jurassic eras. How does the saying go? It's not because of antiquity that it is powerful, but because of power that it is ancient. You decide to wait here. You don't plan to miss this thunder crystal that is about to mature. It's obvious that you are not the only ones who discovered this thunder crystal. A thunder dragon appeared in front of you, staring at you with hostile eyes. The level of the thunder dragon is silver level 6. You decide, we come first and it's ours. Avoid conflict and give up the thunder crystal stone. Thunder dragon. I also have Quaibua dragon and Wangpan dragon. Looking at the thunder dragon, which is not much bigger than Bao Bao, Yi Yinchuan made a choice. It is impossible to give in, although the level of silver 6th level is a little higher, but Bao Bao is not eating for nothing. What's more, there is Kong Kong, a teammate. We come first, it's ours. You swear the sovereignty of this thunder crystal stone, but you don't know that this thunder crystal stone was discovered by Thunder Dragon first. The irritable Thunder Dragon attacked you. Very good. Self-defense. Get rid of the first one, and the thunder crystal stone will be ours. Yi Yinchuan put it in thoroughly. At the beginning of the simulation, he only had the reward in his eyes. You said human nature. Morality? Sorry, I'm just a little seal. In the simulation perspective, Yi Yinchuan saw it clearly. The thunder dragon has sharp claws and lightning-like stripes on its body, which are used to store lightning energy. When it launches an attack, lightning bursts all over its body, especially its claws and teeth, which are like burning electric knives. It is extremely fast. It attacks the weaker Kong Kong. The thunder dragon uses lightning. The thunder dragon uses lightning claws. Facing the terrible attack of the thunder dragon, Kong Kong gritted his teeth, fearless in his eyes. He was even full of fighting spirit, anger. This is indomitable. Even if there is a huge gap in strength and combat power, it will not affect Kong Kong's fighting will. Kong Kong is in danger. As Bao Bao, you decide, slip away, leopard watching the monkey show, protect Kong Kong first, strike the enemy first, Bao Bao, Omega asterisk, it doesn't matter, I will take action. Chapter 78 Simulation. Mysterious Scales Advanced. Splitting Addiction Satisfied. Kong Kong Evolutio. You are listening at novelfull.audio. GG. Facing the terrifying attack of the Thunder Dragon, Kong Kong was not afraid at all, and stretched out his hand to fight back. Swoosh. Bang. A thick black shadow swung by quickly. Kong Kong felt a thick meat stick pushing it sideways. GG. Come back to your senses. Kong Kong has fallen to the ground. So, it was Bao Bao who made a move and knocked Kong Kong out, thus avoiding the attack of the Thunder Dragon. You decide to protect our Kong Kong first. Seeing the simulation scene, Kong Kong was thrown out by Bao Bao's tail and fell very embarrassedly. Yi Yinchuan really wanted to complain. You call this protection? Are you sure you are not hitting your teammates? Okay, although Kong Kong looks a bit miserable, he did avoid the attack of the Thunder Dragon. Seeing that the attack failed, the Thunder Dragon came to kill you. Bang! The claws of the Thunder Dragon hit Bao Bao's scales, but it didn't hurt at all, leaving a little white mark at most, but the lightning attack made Bao Bao smoke all over, and his beard was crooked. Electricity still has some restraint on Bao Bao. Yi Yinchuan was not surprised. Scaled beasts have a high resistance to physical attacks, but lightning can't do anything about it. However, Bao Bao has the characteristics of ancient creatures after all, and the power of lightning is reduced, especially when Bao Bao uses the Earth Escape skill. His 2 feet sink slightly into the soil, lightning attacks are almost like a stronger massage. It's numb and a little comfortable. Have you had enough trouble? Counterattack. A red light flashed in Bao Bao's eyes, and the pressure of the ancient creature was released, and the thin blade on the tail unfolded, hardened steel. Water whip blade. The metallic luster and the cold light of the blade, wrapped in the elemental water flow, drew a Z in the air, not lightning, but better than lightning. That silver level 6 thunder dragon was dismembered just like that, the Z-shaped blood marks cut through the neck, the torso, and the legs. The thunder dragon still maintained its offensive posture, but its body was already in pieces, and blood clots fell all over the ground. Maybe it was because it was too sharp, after the limbs were scattered. All over the ground, the blood began to flow slowly. Awesome. Not looking at everything that happened in the simulation, Yi Yinchuan couldn't help but give a thumbs up. What thunder dragon, in front of my ancient hungry beast Bao Bao, it's just a younger brother. You successfully killed the thunder dragon. But the bloody smell of the thunder dragon will only attract more predators. You decided, stick to the thunder crystal stone, pick the thunder crystal stone in advance, give up the thunder crystal stone. This. Yi Yinchuan was unwilling, but he also sensed a hint of crisis. In this era of dragon beasts rampant, who can guarantee that there will not be an even more terrifying existence like the mountain immovable dragon? Although he is confident in Bao Bao's strength, Yi Yinchuan also has awe for this era. No way. I can only harm others without benefiting myself. No matter how you look at it, among the 3 options, only option 2 is the most valuable for me. Option 1, stick to the thunder crystal. I want the thunder crystal, but I have to be able to defend it, even if Bao Bao can survive. What about Kong Kong? Option 3, give up the thunder crystal. That's not as good as option 2, at least you can get a bronze level thunder crystal, so choose option 2. Seeing that the thunder crystal can't be defended, you decide to take it away in advance. However, at the moment you pulled out the thunder crystal, the mysterious scales suddenly reacted, as if there was a suction force, and it was about to collide with the thunder crystal. You decide, prevent the reaction of the thunder crystal and the mysterious scales, promote the reaction of the thunder crystal and the mysterious scales, Yi Yinchuan's heart moved. This is something. How can we miss the opportunity? You decide to promote the reaction between the thunder crystal and the mysterious scale, directly summon the mysterious scale, let it approach the thunder crystal on its own, and see what happens. The closer the mysterious scale gets to the thunder crystal, the stronger the lightning on the thunder crystal becomes, as if some energy is being drawn out. The pure essence of the thunder element actually flies out on its own, transforms into a fierce beast, leaps up, and pounces into the mysterious scale. In the simulated perspective, the mysterious scale's lightning flashes, and finally disappears as if covered by luster. A beast-shaped lightning pattern appears on the surface of the scale, full of pressure and tearing. The mysterious scale has evolved into the mysterious thunder scale. Mysterious thunder scale. Yi Yinchuan was slightly excited. I didn't expect that even relics can be evolved and upgraded. Speaking of which, he has also heard that relics can be strengthened or even advanced if some special conditions are met. Obviously, this is the case in front of him. After the mysterious scale has evolved into the mysterious thunder scale, it has become a relic with thunder attributes. Let's look at its effects: improve defense and lightning resistance. The special effect thunder scale clothes can activate energy shields and absorb damage, when the thunder scale clothes come into contact with lightning or are damaged by lightning. They will restore energy and improve the protective effect and duration. Until the limit of endurance is reached. Watching Bao Bao's attempt on the mysterious thunder scale in the simulation, Yi Yinchuan couldn't help but get excited. This wave of improvement is really worth it. Not only the psychological numbness, but also the numbness of being electrified, especially the upgrade of the special effects of the relic. It has a bit of a meaning of restraining lightning. Giving it to Bao Bao can, to a certain extent, make up for Bao Bao's weakness of being a little afraid of lightning. Moreover, this special effect thunder scale cloth can be charged. Bao Bao and Kong Kong will cooperate at that time. You can also use Kong Kong's lightning to charge and enhance the protective effect and duration. This is a strong batch. Although it seems that the thunder attribute relic is also suitable for Kong Kong, it is actually perfect for Bao Bao to use. On the one hand, it is the fit between the scales and the scale beast, on the other hand, the mysterious scale originally belongs to Bao Bao, and as the owner, he will not redistribute it at will. Unexpectedly, Kongkong's evolutionary materials were not obtained, but the mysterious scale was accidentally advanced to the mysterious thunder scale. This is an unexpected surprise. The advancement of the mysterious scale sucked all the essence of the thunder crystal stone. The thunder crystal stone that lost energy turned into powder and drifted away with the wind. Before the blood of the thunder dragon attracts a large number of predators, you should leave this place quickly. In the simulated perspective, Yi Yinchuan saw Bao Bao and Kong Kong looking around and ran away quickly. Kong Kong was not a mean person, Bao Bao's temperament was too strong, and he put his arm around Kong Kong's shoulder. It always felt like a team. He ran away after doing something bad, and he was sneaky. You can vaguely hear the sounds of various beasts gathering, roaring, and fighting behind you. Bao Bao and Kong Kong, after the matter is done, they left and hid their merits and fame. When you left, you were attacked by a thunder-toothed dragon beast. You worked together to defeat the thunder-toothed dragon beast. You are very lucky, you got a silver-level Thunder Beast crystal core from the Thunder-Toothed Dragon Beast. Kong Kong was injured. Number of times Kong Kong was struck by lightning. 1. In just a few words, there is a huge amount of information. Thunder-Toothed Dragon Beast, it is a type that has a dragon in its name, but belongs to the beast tribe. A pair of boar-like fangs are very eye-catching, especially the ability to add lightning power, and with collision, it has terrible lethality in the battle. Kong Kong was injured by lightning and was slightly injured, but it was not serious. Bao Bao attacked angrily, and with a frost ice slash, he directly cut the Thunder Fang dragon beast in half. This time, no blood flowed out, because it was directly frozen into ice chips. These are not the main points. The main point is that the Thunder Fang dragon beast contributed a Thunder Beast crystal core. It is also silver level. Gather all the evolution materials that Kong Kong needs. If you want to evolve into a spirit thunder monkey, you have to endure 998 lightning strikes. You look for lightning strikes everywhere, whether it is from a thunder attribute pet or lightning in nature. In a blink of an eye, it has been 2.5 years. Good guy, Yi Yinchuan called him good guy. These 2.5 years, Kong Kong was either being struck by lightning or on the way to find someone to be struck by lightning. He almost got struck into a black monkey, the kind that was charred. Bao Bao was either using his water blade to strike people or accompanying Kong Kong to find someone to be struck by lightning. In short, his addiction to being struck by lightning in various senses was greatly relieved. On this day, the sky was thundering. Kong Kong stood on the peak, silently welcoming the baptism of lightning. It was blackened by lightning and exuded bursts of burnt fragrance, but from beginning to end, it only made a G sound. This sound was prolonged in a thunder sound. It was a bit like a chicken crowing, and a bit like the cry of just because. This is Kong Kong's willpower. For 2.5 years, it did not retreat or give up because of the pain of lightning. Kong Kong suffered cumulative times, 999. Kong Kong has met the conditions for evolving into a spirit thunder monkey. Should I absorb the crystal core of the thunder beast immediately? Seeing that the conditions for evolution were finally met, Yi Yinchuan smiled with satisfaction like an old father. There is deep expectation in his eyes. Chapter 79 Simulation. Protect our Kong Kong. Powerful and beautiful dragons. Blue Water Dragon. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yes. Yi Yinchuan confirmed happily. Thunder Beast crystal core absorbing. Simulated perspective. The little monkey Kong Kong grabbed the Thunder Beast crystal core and sat cross-legged on a stone in a very formal manner. The electric light overflowed, whipping around like countless whips, forming a circular force field that covered it, although his body was charred and emitting white smoke, but his monkey eyes were clear and he remained rational. It's not easy for the Thunder Monkey to evolve. Yi Yinchuan sighed. If it were Bao Bao, it would probably be difficult to maintain such rationality, and he couldn't be as inspiring as Kong Kong. Yi Yinchuan didn't forget the difficulties in the early days of his business when he practiced the iron tail. Bao Bao. Omega. Lychee. How do you want me to eat lychees? Drooling, just when everything was going smoothly, the output frequency of the Thunder Beast crystal core suddenly increased, the Thunder Whip became thick and ferocious, and the Thunder electric field expanded, as if it was going to swallow up everything around. The trees were struck by lightning and caught fire, and the rocks were split into pieces by lightning. Yi Yinchuan's eyes moved. Something was wrong. The level of this Thunder Beast crystal core is silver, which is a bit too high for Kong Kong. This is not a problem, but it has some benefits. It just so happens that this crystal core contains the will of the pet before its death, and this will interferes with Kong Kong's absorption of energy. As a hug, you decide, guide part of the energy. Stop Kong Kong from continuing to absorb energy. Leave it alone. Yi Yinchuan frowned. The situation in the simulation scenario is a bit serious. If left alone, Kong Kong may be in danger. But Kong Kong's eyes are full of determination to evolve, and it is impossible to stop and interrupt casually. After thinking about it, option 1 is still the most appropriate. You decide to guide part of the energy so that Kong Kong can better complete the absorption. What method do you use? Use the tail to conduct electricity, and the body bears it. Use external objects around you to guide. Catch a passing pet and draw away some of the lightning energy. Passing pet, Sigma. First of all, I didn't mess with any of you. Yi Yinchuan's eyes moved and he chose the second one, because this external object around him made him think of something. You decided to use the external objects around you for guidance. What do you plan to do? A piece of dead wood of unknown species. A stone on the roadside. The mysterious lightning scale on the body. Seeing the options, Yi Yinchuan slightly twisted his mouth. Sure enough, everything is under control. Without hesitation, Yi Yinchuan chose 3. Dead wood? Stone. What a mess. The mysterious lightning scale is the correct answer. I can only say that the little thing called the beast taming scroll is naughty again, hiding the option of the mysterious lightning scale so deeply. If you don't think carefully enough, it's easy to miss it. You decided to use the mysterious thunder scale to help Kong Kong guide some of the violent lightning energy. This is a wise decision. The mysterious thunder scale itself has the ability to absorb lightning. Under the effect of the mysterious thunder scale, the violent energy of the pet beast crystal core gradually stabilized, giving Kong Kong a chance to breathe. The absorbed and transformed lightning energy began to temper and feed back to nourish Kong Kong's body. The mysterious thunder scale has been strengthened. Yi Yinchuan was slightly excited, scored twice. Has the mysterious thunder scale been upgraded again? In the simulation scenario, Kong Kong was stable. On Bao Bao's side, the thunder light on the mysterious thunder scale in his hand did not stop, and the beast-shaped thunder pattern on it became more ferocious. When Bao Bao carried it again, he felt that his body became lighter and his agility improved. The effect of the thunder scale clothing has also been strengthened. When the special effect is activated, it can consume the energy stored in the mysterious thunder scale, which has an explosive speed increase for the carrier. This effect, depending on the amount of energy consumed, is almost equivalent to a high-speed movement, or even a flash of lightning. Very good, very powerful. At this point, the mysterious thunder scale is no longer a simple active defense type, but also has some auxiliary effects, and its actual combat effect is even more powerful. The abnormal movement caused by Kong Kong's evolution will attract other creatures, including terrible predators. But you can't just leave Kong Kong alone. A fierce battle is about to begin. Fortunately, the blood produced by the death of Thunder Dragon has attracted a considerable number of predators, and their fighting has attracted more predators, nesting dolls, right? Yi Yinchuan smiled, but this is indeed good news. It means that there is something over there that is attracting hatred, so the resistance to Kong Kong's evolution will be much smaller. But Yi Yinchuan wants to complain about one thing. The way of Bao Bao's evolution is basically hibernation. The way of Kong Kong's evolution is a bit like meditation and cultivation. The difference between the two is obvious at a glance. It's not that one is good or bad, I just think it's interesting. When I think of Bao Bao's lazy but steady character, I will have hungry dreams and drool. Yi Yinchuan shook his head and showed a doting smile of an old father. Now, it's the turn of Bao Bao, the little waste, to protect the younger generation Kong Kong. In the simulated scenario, Bao Bao showed the characteristics of Scale Tail and Water Blade at the same time, attacking and defending at the same time, blocking Kong Kong. Kong Kong raised his eyelids slightly, showing gratitude and peace of mind. Bao Bao's savage body, thick dragon tail, and round back of the head are all filled with the word security. Quicksand Worm, Silver Level 4. It has the special power to suddenly transform the ground under its feet into quicksand, and its mouthparts are ferocious like alien creatures. It fought with the earth leopard for several rounds underground, and was confined in the quicksand by the frost breath, and killed the leopard with one blow on the water surface. Fire Dragon Lizard, Silver Level 6, it looks like a giant lizard, but it has the blood of the dragon clan, controls the fire element, and even masters the powerful fire attribute skill of Big Character Explosion, which is terrifying. Bao Bao escaped underground to avoid the first wave of damage, and then stored water plus frost breath, soaking the fire dragon lizard and freezing it. The effect is outstanding. Then a steel hardening plus continuous 10 slaps, directly smashed the head. It is worth mentioning here, that continuous slaps in the water blade form are no longer a simple blunt attack, but cooperate with the fin blade and elemental water flow to cause more damage. It can be understood as a slap with long and sharp nails and water attribute attack enchantment. It hurts, but it's also very moist. One fierce battle after another, Bao Bao fully demonstrated the strength of the ancient evil beast, and lived up to the cultivation of his old father Yi Yinchuan. He repelled a large number of predators. Kong Kong's evolution has also reached the most critical final stage. A terrible enemy is approaching. Blue Water Dragon. Gold Level 1. This is a powerful enemy that has just entered the gold level. A strong enemy is coming, you decide. Lure the enemy away and buy time for Kong Kong. Face off and protect our Kong Kong. Leave Kong Kong behind, the leopard's life is at stake. Gold level enemy, for the option of leaving Kong Kong behind, just pretend you didn't see it. So here comes the question, should we just fight head on or lure the enemy away? Yi Yinchuan captured the key information. Just stepped into the gold level. You should know that after Bao Bao completed the evolution, although he completed the transition of life level, he was in a very weak state. He had to eat to completely reach the peak. In addition, this blue water dragon is obviously of water attribute. If Kong Kong successfully evolves into a spirit thunder monkey, it can play a restraining effect. Even if Kong Kong is just a little black iron after evolution, it can also play a role in assisting the battle. There is another factor to consider. Leading away the blue water dragon means that Bao Bao has to leave Kong Kong, then Kong Kong will be in a defenseless state. What if there is another enemy? In summary, option 2, head-on confrontation, is the best choice. The blue water dragon in front of you looks like a big loach, but it is much more gorgeous, with sparkling scales on its body. As an aquatic creature without limbs, it can ride on the elemental water flow and appear on land, which is enough to prove the power of this dragon. If it weren't for the terrifying dragon pressure emanating from the other party, then the blue water dragon would definitely be a beautiful creature worth stopping to admire, no matter what. Now, if the blue water dragon doesn't die, Bao Bao and Kong Kong must die. Chapter 80 Simulation. The power of Tidal Blossom. Kong Kong evolves into Thunder Monkey. We fight S. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The existence of the blue water dragon, Yi Yinchuan was amazed. This is different from those beings that evolved purely for fighting and survival. The Bibelong highlighted its appearance. The scales and fins on its body were all covered with colorful light, as if a rainbow had been broken into pieces and sprinkled on its body. The curves are elegant and the figure is slender. It was different from the ugly things Yi Yinchuan encountered before, beautiful, but equally dangerous and deadly. You decide to fight head-on and protect our Kong Kong. The blue wave water dragon used the blue sea dragon song, and its control over the water element has improved. The surrounding water elements become denser, and a large amount of elemental water begins to appear. In simulation perspective, the blue water dragon raised its head gracefully and emitted an ethereal dragon roar that seemed to come from a distant sea. Countless elements gathered into the water, as if it was about to submerge the mountain forest into a vast ocean. Damn it! Seeing this shocking scene, Yi Yinchuan's heart beat wildly. This is a truly powerful water creature. Powerful Water Dragon Clan. Like those water attribute pets in the class, either like a hug or a small water frog, they are all amphibious types that can move directly on land, or like small carp, you need to carry a water tank with you. This blue wave water dragon, you must have brought a piece of the sea with you. Although the sea is a bit exaggerated, the visual shock of a large amount of water spraying out of thin air in the blink of an eye is just that. At the same time, the Bibbo water dragon also proves that water-attributed pets are not incompetent. As long as the control of the water element is strong enough, even without limbs, they can move freely on land. Not only does it move automatically, but it can also take advantage of the advantages and characteristics of aquatic creatures. Swimming in the elemental current is almost equivalent to swimming in the air. Bibbo water dragon uses tidal impact. I saw the blue water dragon flicking its tail in the water waves, and the terrifying elemental water spurted out, impacting towards the sky. Are you planning to? The tactical panel appeared again in front of Yi Yinchuan. Obviously, this level is a boss battle, so more strategy is required. Yi Yinchuan's thinking was clear. Although the Bibbo water dragon has just advanced, it is still a powerful gold level, and it is still a dragon. If you want to cross the level head-on, the probability is very small. We must defend with all our strength until Kong Kong evolves. By then, whether fighting or fleeing, you will have greater confidence. Scale tail form plus steel hardening plus scale activation plus thunder scale clothes. You rush in front of Kong Kong and defend with all your strength, not seeking to kill the enemy, just to buy time for Kong Kong to evolve. In a simulated scenario, the tidal impact rises one wave after another, hitting Hug again and again. The powerful impact made the more than 200-pound Hug a little unsteady, and his internal organs felt like they were being hit with a heavy hammer. But you can't give in a hug because there is nothing behind you. Bibbo water dragon uses tidal bloom. The tide flower planted on you is blooming. Bang! From a simulated perspective, Yi Yinchuan only saw countless flowing water elements on Huabao's body, as if it had been exploded by a torpedo. Just like the name of this move, the flower of the tide bloomed. At the first blow, the thunder scale clothes couldn't bear it and disintegrated directly. The second time, Hug was directly hit hard. Originally, Hug could bear the damage caused by the tidal impact. But tide flower is different. Not only can it penetrate into the thunder scale clothes, it can cause disintegration from within. It is also a scale that can penetrate into a Hug. The Hug in the simulation perspective was blown up so much that the whole body was blown away. When it fell to the ground, it was covered in blood, and everything in this simulation was personally experienced by Yi Yinchuan. Is there such a skill? It's just a pervasive microbomb. Yi Yinchuan felt the destructive power of this move and couldn't help but feel lingering fear. Even the thunder scale clothes can be penetrated and disintegrate from the inside. Even the defensive power of the scales can be ignored and exploded directly. If it gets blasted a few more times, the Hug will be in tatters. This is gold level. This is the Dragon Clan. Yi Yinchuan couldn't help but think of the battle between the blood-eating fake squid and the furnace whale. Although the blue water dragon in front of me is not that interesting, in terms of skill bugs, it is definitely qualified to compete with the two of them. Even when it grows up, the blue wave water dragon will probably become stronger. After all, it is a powerful dragon bloodline. Of course, Yi Yinchuan had no doubt at all about the power of the furnace whale and the blood-devouring fake squid. An ice age, an age of dragons. Combat power in different eras has fluctuated, and even if it is compared, it cannot be completely accurate. Fortunately, Hua has the talent of being friendly with flowing water, under the offensive of the blue wave water dragon. You can resist some and recover some. The situation is not good. Do you want to adjust your tactics? Yi Yinchuan scratched his hair. This wave is a high-end round. After the cup ran at high speed, Yi Yinchuan confirmed the adjusted tactics. You decide to attack with all your strength plus frost breath plus attract fire plus escape to the ground to avoid damage. In a simulated scenario, Hug switched to water blade mode and used tail dance. His speed increased sharply and he avoided a tidal impact. At the same time, he killed the blue wave water dragon at the fastest speed. The blue wave water dragon uses the tidal whirlpool to block your attack. The afterimage of the hugging tail plus steel hardening plus water whip blade slashed towards the blue water dragon, but the Bibbo water dragon swung its tail, and the water element rolled out a vortex, like a high wall blocking Bao Bao's attack. At the same time, the power of the vortex pulled Bao Bao, making it lose balance. Fortunately, Bao Bao is also a water-attributed pet, and quickly found balance in the vortex, avoiding a bite from the Bibbo water dragon, Frost Breath. Bao Bao opened his mouth and directly spit out a cold frost breath. The water streams made a crackling sound and were forcibly covered by the frost, and the Bibbo water dragon was also affected. Bao Bao fell to the ground and drilled into the soil. Roar. A water dragon roared, shaking the water waves and sweeping across the mountains and forests. The power of frost could not completely cover and freeze the elemental water flow of the Bibbo water dragon, which only made the Bibbo water dragon's counterattack last half a beat. The next moment, the elemental water dragon formed by the elemental water flow broke through the vortex, opened its huge mouth and bit towards Bao Bao's position. Boom! Under the impact of the water flow, it seemed as if there was a force of 10,000 tons, which shook the earth and sank deep pits. The Bibbo water dragon used a water dragon bullet. But you dodged it with the underground escape skill. You successfully delayed several waves of attacks from the Bibbo water dragon, buying enough time for Kong Kong's evolution. Kong Kong's voice of thanks came from behind. You turned your head and saw that Kong Kong, who had evolved into a spirit thunder monkey, stood up, with lightning wrapped around his body, like a god descending from heaven. Chi-Ji, Kong Kong, who evolved into a spirit thunder monkey, had his pupils turned into a pale blue and silver white like lightning, and his hair gradually changed, radiating outwards more exaggeratedly. His body, which was originally a little thin, became stronger at this moment, and some muscle contours appeared at the same time. Electric arcs surged, and his eyes flashed. At this moment, Kong Kong fully interpreted what it meant to have electric eyes, and the meaning of its Chi-Ji sound. It was clearly saying, "Brother Bao Bao, you have worked hard to protect me, and now Kong Kong will fight side by side with you." Snap! Bao Bao swung his dragon tail, hitting the ground with a loud noise, to express his response. A leopard and a monkey, facing the dragon clan. There was a heart glowing on Bao Bao's lower abdomen and at the end of Kong Kong's tail, amplifying their respective attributes. Damn! What's going on with this gay feeling? Is it a bit too leopard and monkey? That the Bibbo water dragon didn't expect that the two weak beasts were not afraid of him at all, especially a little black who had just evolved. Kong Kong and Bao Bao met each other and attacked with all their strength.